Chapter 3, Example 8A, we have Ralph Henwood, who was paid a salary of $64,600 during 2013 by Odesto Company. In addition, during the year, he started his own business as a public accountant and reported a net business income of $48,000. So A says that we are to calculate the FICA taxes that were withheld from his earnings during 2013 from the Odesto Company. So the FICA taxes are our Social Security and our Medicare combined, the OASDI and the high tax. So we're going to calculate first that only for the $64,600. So using our calculator, we take the $64,600 times our 0.042, which is our 4.2% for the OASDI for the employee portion, and we get $2,713.20. Okay, then we're going to calculate our Medicare portion. And it's still going to be $64,600, only our Medicare rate is 1.45%. So times 0.0145, and we get $936.70. Okay, but then we have to look at what his self-employment taxes are going to be as a public accountant. So the first thing we have to keep in mind that when you're self-employed, you have to pay the employee's portion and the employer's portion because you're both the employee and the employer. So, but then we also have to take in consideration our maximum that we have to pay out when it comes to Social Security. So if we were to actually take his two salaries, his $64,600 plus the $48,000 he made in his own business, he's made more. He's made $112,600, and Social Security taxes only have to be paid on the first $110,100. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the $110,100, that's the maximum, minus the $64,600 that we've already taken into account, and so his OASDI is only going to be based on $45,500. So keep that amount in mind. Because the other thing we have to do is keep in mind that we are paying the employer and the employee portion. So the employee pays 4.2%, the employer pays 6.2%, well, 4.2 plus 6.2, so he's actually going to have to pay 10.4% of that $45,500. So $45,500 times the 10% would be times 0.104, and we get $4,732 is the remaining that he has to pay for the OASDI for his self-employment. The high tax, okay, so keep in mind that the high tax, there is no maximum, so we'll add the $64,600 plus the $48,000, and that's the total he's going to have to pay the Medicare tax on for his unemployment business. Or I'm sorry, we already paid the $64,600. Now we're just going to be looking at the $48,000. But what we have to remember is that he's paying the employee and the employer portion. Okay, so at 1.45% for the employee plus 1.45% for the employer, he's going to be paying a total of 2.9%. So we're going to take his earnings of $48,000, since we've already calculated it for the $64,600, times the 2.9%, so times 0.029, and we're going to have $1,392 that he has to also pay for his Medicare tax for his business as a public accountant.